Hello and welcome back. Hold on here, 1 minute. I just got off a really heavy reading that I recorded for you guys. But today's been a readings day, so I just keep recording the next reading for the next energy that's coming in. Let me say a quick prayer, and then we're going to get into this. So, okay. I'm going to start with this deck. I haven't used this deck in a while either. Too many. Not going to hold that. Right. Usually when I get like 6 cards, which is about what just popped out there, I don't hold them because usually that's a shuffling error. Okay. Oh. I'm getting really this farmer vibe with this collective here, or people who have some sort of background in agriculture or farming or ranching, or like gardening with this collective. I've got the shepherd, the astronomer, and the archer. And when I have these 3 together, I really get the feeling of waiting, understanding that things are going to be slower this year. This is an interesting message. Okay, I'm just going to go with it. Understanding that things are going to be slower this year with agricultural endeavors. And who in this collective does homesteading? That's who I'm talking to. The people who are either starting out homesteading or maybe are homesteaders, or you don't need a lot of property, by the way, or anything like that, but people who are trying to be more self-sufficient. This collective, there is a feeling of things are going to happen. Things are going to happen collectively, astrologically, energetically, that somehow that's going to impact the timing of when you're going to be able to reap and sow your crops. Okay, this feeling of needing to notch the arrow, pull it back, and hold. Okay, it's not ready to be released yet, but hold that energy for when it is going to be released. Okay, and that shepherd deals with like family structures, celebration. Also deals with being able to like support your family. When I read it, at least that's one of the messages I usually get with it. And again, we have all of the plants, the herbs, the medicine that's around there, that you can see. And I'm really getting the message of, oh my gosh, this is such a weird message. Needy of, yeah, for farmers, for homesteaders, maybe for herbalists as well. Pay attention a little bit more to the astrology this year. That's somehow going to impact decisions you're going to make with your planting schedule. Okay. I'm hearing focus on the astrology, not on the weather. Okay. The weather seems really good, but the weather's doing this, especially if you're in the northern hemisphere, the weather's not at all stable. And there's a sense here of feeling of needing to hold off on what it is. Yeah. Okay. holding off on what it is that you should be doing. I have the tailor here, but it's reminded me to this time of pruning because we're on this gardening, farming, agricultural, homesteading type hit. Some of you are looking to prune something and the timing is a little bit off on this. Your timing is off. And when your timing is off with stuff like pruning, as someone who comes from a farming background, which is also why this is a little bit strange, because many of the farmers that I know would never come to a reading like this. So I find that interesting as well. But the pruning schedule is not going to be the same this year as it has been other years. It's going to be slower. The energy is going to be slower. Okay, it's not going to be, everything is going to seem to take a little bit longer. And this is why I'm getting the feeling of follow the stars. That's an interesting way of putting that, follow the stars. Follow the stars instead of the sun this year. That's what I'm hearing is follow the stars instead of the sun. Follow the moon instead of the sun. Because that's going to give you a greater level of consistency in being able in the long run to support your family than what you normally would have done. Dude, the witch, experimentation, rebellion, the moon cycles. I can't make that shit up, right? Some of you might also identify with being a witch, hedge witch, garden witch, hearth witch, kitchen witch, green witch, okay, forest witch, elemental witch, okay. Some of you might resonate with that. Herbal witch as well, coming through here. Yeah, okay. Definitely something following the moon. Some of you are also, yeah, that might also be why we had this astrological come in, because this collective has this witchy type energy attached to them. Even if you don't feel like you have a witchy practice, you've got this ancestral witchy energy. And so there's this feeling of don't just use it for spiritual purposes, use it also for your familial purposes, like use it for the physical now, right? When your ancestors used to have this type of energy, it was not just for spiritual purposes. They lived by this energy, right? They lived by following the sun and the stars and the moon and the cycles of the earth, and they weren't stuck to the Gregorian calendar of what it said you should do. They followed the natural order. So there's a sense here of follow the natural order of when things occur, right? When the birds are nesting, for example, and things are occurring, to make your decisions instead of following the calendar that you would normally use, right? Some of you are also on the witchy vibe going to be offering a gift, or you have an altar where you're going to be giving an offering, or you need to be a little bit more generous. Again, on the farming side of things, some of you need to be a little bit more generous with things like your fertilizer this year. Your watering schedule needs to be a little bit more lenient. Okay. But some of you also, especially if you identify with the witch energy, some of you also are going to be really, yeah, there's definitely this harvesting going on, okay? The choices and protection here. It's not going to seem like it. Okay, this is what I'm getting. Things are about to get really chaotic. Okay, at the time I'm filming, this is the month of April. Things are about to get really chaotic in the world, energetically, astronomically, or astrologically, sorry. astronomically. That's interesting. Astrologically, things are about to get a little antsy. Trust yourself, trust in what you know, and understand that you're protected, and follow nature. Follow nature. And that's going to help you with your spiritual practice, but it's also going to help you with the physical side of things, the homesteading, the agriculture, the gardening, the supplying for your family, etc., etc. This is going to be a super short reading. Yeah, plot twist. There's something that's going to happen, that's occurring. And I feel like this is more of, it's not really so much a personal level. It's going to be more of like something to do with the astrology of this month, April in particular. I'm feeling really strongly. It's going to create kind of this rift that's going to throw you off of everything you would normally do. And there's really the message here of, it's still going to all come together if you just trust the process and if you remember your lineage and your ancestors and follow the stars, follow the moon. Something about the sun, something about, instead of following like the solar calendar, follow the lunar calendar type of vibes here. And use nature. The birds might be super important as well. Watching the birds in your area, their nesting practices, how it's changed. Where are they nesting? How are they nesting? Are they changing their locations of where they normally nest? I've noticed that here actually is one of the birds that normally nests underneath our deck. She actually changed her location and now she's nesting on one of the lights that we have. Okay, so paying attention to those little things and watching those natural processes a lot more. Also, this collective, you also just disconnect from this more chaotic, disconnect from online. You're not going to find the answers in the Farmer's Almanac the same way you normally would have. That's what I'm hearing. I'm going to pull one card from this deck. I don't know if it's going to benefit. I don't even know if I should, honestly. Because I kind of feel like that's it. Readings have been pretty short. I would just like compare it to previous readings. Lately it's been like, this is what you need to say. Hurry up and say it and go. Like, interesting. Okay. Trying that again. That one. Cute. No place. We've got home twice. We've got the energy of home twice. Okay. So something about your home life is going to be super, super important. Fostering your home life. Okay. Staying home. Some of you might have been making travel plans. You might want to reevaluate some of those. Okay. What I find really interesting is this home is above the clouds. Okay, so getting above it all, right? Above all of the nonsense, above everything, going above all of that. Okay, but the home is going to be really important for this collective. Okay, finding home, sense of belonging, sense of comfort, creature comforts I'm hearing. Okay, pay more attention to the creature comforts. All right, we've also got 50, the number 5. Could be super important. 5 is the number of freedom, freedom of expression, freedom to do what you want, having this more adventurous spirit, this free-minded spirit. Okay, don't be caged in, but don't have a little bit of modesty with it. Okay, freedom of expression. I keep hearing like freedom of expression. Freedom, freedom, freedom. Some of this collective might feel like their freedoms are being trodden on. Right? And again, protection. Remembering that. Remembering that protection. We've got Thinker 44, angel number 44. Your angels are guiding and protecting you as well. Thinker, okay, consider thinking. Don't consider thinking. That's interesting wording. That's not what I mean to say. Considerations, right? Contemplations, considerations. Contemplating, making decisions is going to be really important for this collective as well. Okay, making decisions. Okay, a leg up. Yeah, but it's reversed. So this collective is going to feel like they're not getting the help or the support from some people that maybe they previously had gotten. And then chaos and conflict. Okay, things not seeming the way that they're supposed to seem, things not seeming to be in the way that they're supposed to be, things not occurring the way they're supposed to be. I'm trying to get to what they're wanting me to say and I'm not saying it, and there's something I'm missing with the terminology I'm using. Things are just out of effing whack. Out of whack. This out of whack energy. And that's affecting everything else. That also might be why some of you in this collective start homesteading. You start relying on yourself a little bit more. If you're not already doing it, this might be that energy of transitioning into it. Okay, transitioning into that because of certain chaos that might be happening within either your home life personally, or energetically, astrologically again, right? Embracing this type of energy of the historical witch, that female empowerment. Okay, the wild woman. They're showing me the book. Where's that book? Hold on. This book that I was reading that obviously I stopped and I need to start reading again, Women Who Run with Wolves. This book here is what they're showing me. Okay. Myths and Stories of the Wild Woman Archetype. Some of you might be drawn to read this book again, like I obviously was. I'm going to leave this book out so I do read it again because I do think that that's a message. And it's funny because my bookmark also says, stay wild, moonchild. Okay, so this feeling of wild woman, embracing this wild woman archetype, this rebellious archetype, this witch, this empowered woman, is also coming through if you're not already in that energy and in that space. On that note, that's exactly where I'm supposed to leave it. And I'm going to let the rest be like that. Till next time. Bye, everyone.